Other than that, it's just state legislators. So state legislators are the key. How are we going to make this happen? It really is a matter of numbers. Mark Meckler, who's the president of Citizens for Self-Governance, is sponsoring the Convention of the States project. I'm running the project. Mark runs the parent organization. Mark is the co-founder of the Tea Party Patriots. Built the largest Tea Party group in the country. I have been organizing and working with homeschoolers for over 30 years. I know how to build grassroots activity there. We still hold the record for the biggest grassroots outpouring in 8 days in the history of Congress in 1994 when George Miller from California tried to effectively ban homeschooling by manipulating a teacher certification rule. We had 3 million phone calls in 8 days. I know how to organize grassroots. Eric O'Keefe is one of our board members. Eric was the father of the term limits movement that he successfully got through 27 states. That's your team. Forbes magazine has called the three of us the SEAL Team 6 of American politics. We know how to do this. We have done this a long time, and we are committed to working together to make this happen, because if we don't, the country is going to go down the tubes. That's just simply the reality. Now, it is not as difficult as people might think. Our goal is 38 states to ratify. So the strategy comes not with calling the convention, but by ratifying the amendments. You start with the ultimate victory and you work backwards. 38 states have to ratify. So we're going to work in all 50 states, but we're primarily focused on 40 states, because you got to get to 38 and you got to give yourself a little wiggle room. There are 10 states that are really hard, like California, Massachusetts. So we're not going to place our prime efforts in California, Massachusetts, and 8 other states like that. Florida is a state we got to have. We just absolutely have to have Florida. And so there are, in the 40 states, there are 4,000 state house districts. In round numbers, I think it's actually like 4,007. But in round numbers, it's 4,000 house districts. And state Senate districts, by definition, if you've organized the state house districts, you've also organized the state Senate districts. So we're organizing with district captains in 4,000 districts. And our goal is to have 100 people in each of those districts. That's, when you do the math, that's 400,000 people in the country if we get 100% of all the districts. We're actually, our minimum target is 75% of the districts. So we're happy anywhere between 300,000 people and 400,000 people. Now that may seem like a lot. Let me give you a couple of numbers. On the email lists of Homeschool Legal Defense Association and Parental Rights.org organization, which I'm the head of both of those things, we have 500,000 families that are a part of those organizations. Mark Meckler's contacts to the Tea Party movement are substantial. 1/4 of the American public support the Tea Party ideas. That's 50 million people. I need 300,000. We have other organizations that are starting to come on board. It is not difficult. It is 0.1% of the American population. I need to be able to organize to make this happen. Because I've explained this plan to at least 200 state legislators now. And they tell me if I could actually do the grassroots organization that I'm describing, that it will pass. It will pass in their state. So it's just simply this. 75% of the legislative districts in your state, I need a district captain. And I need that district captain to help me find 100 people who will say to that state legislator, I want you to endorse a convention of the states. I want you to vote for a convention of the states when it comes up. We have a prime sponsor here in Florida, and I'm showing that I'm... come on up. I'll take it.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Your question is correct. The 21st Amendment was ratified by conventions in the states rather than by state legislatures, although in some of the states that ratified, the legislatures were opposed to ratification. Utah, for example, the legislature opposed it, but their convention adopted it. So sometimes this does mean ratification happens in places where otherwise would not.
Okay.
Thank you.
I've got a question then for Mr. Meckler. Thank you, Mr. Brown. Mr. Meckler, does it concern you at all that Congress was smart enough to realize that they couldn't repeal prohibition by going through the legislatures because they knew the legislatures wouldn't do it. So they took a different route, these conventions. Why do you think they did that? I mean, could you maybe, now that you've learned that that actually happened once.
You know, Chairman, I would like to read the history before I speculate. I'm not in the habit of coming before committees of this nature and speculating. I honestly don't know why Congress chose that methodology. I know that the repeal of prohibition was vastly popular with the American public. I could speculate that they wanted to put it before the American public, since then it was an idea that was overwhelmingly popular with the American public.
Does it concern you that Congress has exercised their privilege in doing this in the past and may bypass us again on these proposed constitutional amendments that you would like to see?
No, it doesn't concern me at all. There is a distinct difference of philosophy here. And our organization stands for the principle that we, the people, are sovereign in the United States of America. And by we, the people, I mean we, the people. I don't mean legislators. I don't mean legislatures. I mean, I have faith in the American people. And there's an undercurrent in what you're saying that indicates that you believe that maybe perhaps, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, maybe you don't have the same faith in the American people that I do. And I know there's a difference of opinion in America on that subject right now.